Today I'm going to teach you how to handle bullies in a loving way. Here we go. Hello everyone and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne from Darienne Empire. I'm going to talk about how to handle bullies. So a lot of you guys have asked me, a lot of the empaths especially, because I think it's difficult to be an empath and to handle really harsh energy people, really intense people, really negative people, and people that, you know, we tend to attract people that bully us because we're very passive. And so I guess it's easy to bully us. So this channel, as you all may know, if you've been watching me for the last few years, know that this is not about being a victim. So I want to preface this with the way we've been handling this whole bully epidemic that we've been having, speaking out on. There's always been bully. It's not a bully epidemic. It's that we've been speaking out on it. There's always been bullies. There's probably always going to be bullies. As long as there's victims, there's going to be bullies. So the way we've been handling it is very harsh, and we should know by now that you don't fight fire with fire. And so why we've been trying to shame bullies for shaming us as victims doesn't make much sense, does it? I will say that when I was in school, in grade school, in high school, I was both bullied and I bullied. And, you know, I had a really rough time at home. And if somebody had spoken to me, sort of pointed out as this bully, and oh, you're a terrible person because you're a bully, if somebody had done that to me, I probably would have felt like even more crap about myself. See, that's the thing, is that people don't bully for no reason. They don't bully you because you're easier to pick on. I mean, they kind of do, but the reason they're bullying is not because they're just bullies. That people aren't just born bullies. A lot of times there's something going on at home. They're in some way they've been a victim and this is their way to regain power. That's like a really big one. And I feel like in this whole anti-bully epidemic, would you call that an epidemic? No, you wouldn't. This whole anti-bullying movement, that's what we'll call it. It's great to speak out, but I really think we've been handling it all fucking wrong, because you don't fight fire with fire. And so today I want to talk about both the bully and the victim becoming self-empowered and not having to take on the role of bully or victim to feel any sense of empowerment, not having to point the finger at anybody. This is all about taking responsibility for ourselves. So, how do we handle bullies in a loving way? I've been in quite a few abusive relationships, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, somewhat physically abusive, and I can tell you from experience, this is going to sound wild, but I can tell you from experience that being bullied can actually be an opportunity. It definitely can be a spiritual opportunity, okay? Because now let's talk about the law of attraction for a moment. So the law of attraction basically states the fact that whatever is in your current vibration is just being manifested. That's it. That's the concept of the law of attraction. It's not like, oh, I wish for something that I want and then I affirm to the universe that I'm going to get it. No, that's not really the law of attraction. The law of attraction is that whatever is in your vibration right now in this moment is going to be manifested. And prominent, obviously, luckily. So When we have in our vibration a sense of insecurity, any little bit of insecurity. So maybe we grew up and our moms kind of talked down to us. And we just carry that vibration with us. Like we just expect people to talk down to us. Or maybe we just don't feel so good about our thighs. Or maybe we don't feel so good about the way our laugh sounds. Or we don't feel so good about how we do in math class or whatever. Basically what that bully is just the physical manifestation of your insecurities. I hope some of you had an aha on that one. Your bully, the person who talks down to you, the person that judges you, that criticizes you, that points out every terrible thing about you, that hurts your feelings. All they're doing is saying, in a spiritual sense, saying, hey, you've got this very prominent in your vibration, this insecurity, and I'm going to point it out to you so that you see it. So how we can turn bullying into an opportunity, a spiritual opportunity, is to just recognize it. So yesterday, I was talking about working out, and I had someone say to me, oh yeah, well, you got a little jiggle here and you need to do these certain exercises and these certain exercises. And I started to feel kind of crappy about it. And I was like, God, you're so judgmental and you don't even go to the gym. And, you know, because bullies tend to just bully when they have absolutely nothing to back up their statements. So what I could do and what I was able to do when I stepped out of the situation, step out of the emotions and the triggers and all of that fun junk, I'm able to go, wait a minute, the issue here isn't that I need to go work out. The issue here isn't that I need to work on this jiggle here and I need to work on these shoulders here and I need to, no, that's not the issue. The issue is that I am allowing this ridiculous insecurity to linger in my vibration when I could just choose to love myself instead. I could choose to debunk all of those inner insecurities. So the real bully is where? The real bully's right here. The real bully is within. And when we love ourselves and we debunk all of those negative conversations we're having about ourselves inside our heads, whether we realize it or not, we don't. We can thank the bullies for pointing it out. All those triggers. That same person also made a comment about my messy house, which I'm super insecure about. And I can choose to say, you know what? This is ridiculous. I love myself. My body is amazing. My home is beautiful. I am fucking awesome. And I can choose to make that my prominent thought, thus creating that as my prominent vibration, then in turn attracting people that aren't going to bully me, people that are going to say, hey, you have a really pretty house. Hey, you have a great body. Hey, you have this, and not even needing it because I've been doing it for myself. So that's really what, you know, a bully can do for us. I have like hair. I'm just like shedding as I talk. I'm just shedding. I'm shedding my old skin. It's physically manifesting, literally. Okay, so you are in that moment of being bullied, okay? It's very difficult. You're like, you get all triggered, you get really tense, somebody is screaming in your face, or somebody may be even physically harming you. Of course, what's going to happen is your internal, or your instincts are going to kick in and you're going to protect yourself in whatever way you know, fight, flight, or freeze response. Now, EFT can help you with that, but obviously you're not going, you could, if you're bold enough, just start tapping while you're getting bullied, which would just probably freak the person out. But I'm not going to give you any advice on what to do during the bullying, during the actual act. I want you to do whatever you need to do to protect yourself. Your instincts, your natural instincts are going to kick in. But what you can do after that situation so that that bully doesn't take a hold on you. In those moments, it really wasn't, you know, it really takes time to be able to find my own power in those moments. But what I can do is practice when I'm out of those moments. So as soon as that moment is ended, I'm not going to hold on to it. So I want you to let it go. That trigger, the tenseness and everything they just did to me, let it go. Because if you hold on to it, you are giving that bully all the power in the world. And what we want to practice doing is regaining our own personal power. Choosing, okay, that happened. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to choose in this moment, the moment after, I'm going to choose to let it go. It's not going to define me. It's not going to make me who I am. I'm still amazing. I still love myself. The next thing I want you to keep in mind, if you can, during those moments of being bullied, realize, and this is something that I talked about in my videos about struggling to forgive, realize that people will criticize you and it will have absolutely nothing to do with you. So people will yell and scream and shout and criticize and judge, and all of it is a reflection of how they feel about themselves, how they were made to feel about themselves, how they were raised. It has nothing to do with you. The fact that you get triggered has nothing to do with them, because they're merely, you're just attracting each other. They're merely the physical manifestation of your own insecurities. So understand that on both sides of it. The bully and the victim are very, very much alike. In fact, they are a perfect vibrational match. A perfect, you know, the opposites attract. You can take that information and become empowered. You can take that information and decide that you're not going to be either. That all you're going to do is love yourself to death. And I also wanted to bring up some other situations in my own personal life to be able to use as an example. So I'm a YouTuber and I am growing every day. My fan base is growing, my subscribers, and so the amount of people that I'm seeing, that are seeing me, is growing. And I, of course, I'm on YouTube, I get a lot of naysayers. I get a lot of people that will go on to the video where I happen to be acting the fucking weirdest. And they will criticize me for that. I have people come on and criticize me for my cursing, yada, 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 yada. And sometimes, listen, okay, I'm from the hood. So when people start to criticize me, when people say some shit that is just from left field, just completely sideways, I start getting ready to take off my urns, because if somebody were literally to say, it would just never happen. Nobody, like these people that say, they comment all this bullshit on YouTube, like criticizing, judgmental, just negative shit. Like I'm all for, like, I'm all for a debate. I'm all for a conversation, but just to be like, some people just come on to be an asshole. And of course, they are going to tweak my insecurities, and I'm a girl from the hood, so if anybody came at me sideways like that, I would probably cut them short in a second. But that is my ego, and I know that. And I also know, yes, I can act like that, or I can take this as a spiritual opportunity and I can grow from it. So, as I said, if I'm in a situation where somebody is judging me and I just need to protect myself in that moment, trust me, child, this hood rat will come out and you will be sorry that you just talked all that smack to me. But it would never happen, because people just wouldn't talk smack to me, because vibrationally I do keep my vibrations pretty good when it comes to strangers on the street trying to tell me about myself. But when it comes to online, things are a little bit more fluid, where people are just gonna say whatever they want. But as I said, it totally, and you may have some other form of ego want to come out. That's what the ego wants to do. The ego wants to protect us. That's fine. Whatever. If you can change it, if you can take a moment where you can think about, like if I can think about, okay, trust me, when some of y'all comment on my channels, I have to take a deep breath. And I have to go, okay, Hood, Darienne, just take a seat for a moment. Let's see if there is an opportunity to grow here. This person is tweaking my insecurities for damn sure. And so another thing I want to talk about is the fact that these people, there are so many people online, people that are even my, not necessarily friends, but that I've worked with, that I know, and even some of my friends have critiqued my Freedom Fridays videos, have critiqued my business. But the thing about that is they're not my target audience. That's great that you think that, but one, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm not going to take advice from you. And trust me, I've had successful business people that run successful businesses, that know nothing about running a successful online business, that know nothing about running a YouTube channel, that know nothing about the people that I am speaking to you guys, the people that my heart and soul touches. I don't give a fuck about anybody else but you and me. And if you, who are one of my Freedom Friday watchers, my subscribers, if you who have suffered in some way and are seeking happiness and see the gifts that I have to give you, if you have something to say, if you have some constructive criticism, yeah, I'm going to listen to you guys. If you would love to see me do this or see me do that, I would absolutely love to take that advice. But if it's some Joe Schmo on the street that don't got nothing to do with me and don't even know me, I don't give a rat's ass. See, there's that Hood girl again. Okay, I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back. Okay, so the other thing, the last and final thing that I wanted to say about encountering anyone, any sort of, it could be a full-blown bully or somebody that just kind of criticizes you and judges you a little bit more than you'd like to. So a lot of people would tell you just stay away from those people, and that's fine. That's completely, if that feels good to you, go ahead and do it. But here's the thing, I don't want you to take any action, or at least I would advise you not to take any action until it comes from a place of love for yourself, rather than a place of hate for them. So you can choose to not talk to that person, but don't do it out of hate for them. Do it out of love for yourself. So check in with yourself. Completely ignore them. Get into a place, maybe get into a meditative space where you can be alone. Be alone with your thoughts, maybe journal. And don't think, well, what should I do with this person? Should I get this person out of my life? Should I stop talking to this person? Should I say this to this person? No, no, no. Ask, what do I need right now? How can I love myself? How can I love myself right now? And if the answer to that question is to walk away, then walk away. If the answer to that question has absolutely nothing to do with that person, then have absolutely nothing to do with that person. But continue to check in with yourself, because if you're being triggered by the outside world, there is love to be had within you. So the way to handle a bully in a loving way is to love yourself. Love yourself first. And if a bully gets even more angry, in a way they say, who are you to love yourself? It's only a call within them to love themselves. So understand that we can be a bully and a victim just the same, that the bully is no different from you, that we are all here needing to love ourselves. We are feeling suffering because it is a call from within to go back and to love ourselves, to sit in our throne, in our inner being, to wear that crown and to own our own self-empowerment. So fuck them bullies. Send them over to me. I'm just kidding. No, maybe send them to me because they could be suffering with depression or anxiety or pain. They may have their own bullies. They may not be much different from you. So I hope that that helped you. I rambled on as I always do. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. So DarienneEmpire.com, it's in the works. You can go there and you can put in your email address to get a notification of when it will be up and live. It's almost done, and I am going to tell you I'm going to be selling lots of fun things. I'm going to be getting t-shirts made and meditations and music, and I just posted some music on Instagram. Follow me there, Darienne Empire. And I'm thinking this is a really bold move, but I'm thinking I'm going to start doing New Music Mondays. New Music Mondays on Instagram. Not YouTube, Instagram. And it'll just be little snippets, snippets on Instagram, because now we can do 60 seconds on Instagram, and I always have lots and lots of new music, and there is a little part of me that's like, oh my God, and am I going to be continuing to be able to record new music or have new music or write new music that often? Because that's like a lot of new music, but I'm reminding myself to trust that I am completely creatively abundant, right? I just heard the angels go, hell yeah. So if you know any other ways of how to handle a bully in a loving way, and all of your naysayers in loving ways, then please comment below and join the inspiration conversation, and I will see you guys next week. I love you. Mwah.